Hello everyone, I am Mo Wang. This video brings you a long-lost controller video. FLYDIGI's new flagship controller, FLYDIGI Octopus 5, just arrived today on June 29th. The set comes with a handle charging base, which is also a USB hub. We will look at this later. The set I bought also came with 4 rocker caps, but that doesn't matter. Then there is the handle body, and the packaging is plastic sealed. CMate Octopus 5. Force feedback elite handle. Then put a fake one in the front row here. The controller used in this video was purchased at my own expense. The video content does not contain any inappropriate ingredients. Please feel free to use it. Then here we will unpack it directly. The handle I bought should be considered the third batch. Many friends got it on the 23rd and 24th. I got it with this number on the 29th. Because I bought it too expensive before. Return and buy again. So I arrived a few days late. But it doesn't matter to individual players. Here we take apart the handle. Take out this inner box. On the box is the logo of this non-manufacturer. Let's open this box. First, this piece of paper. It's a letter to users, right? Then take off the shockproof sponge. Everything is inside. The first is the connection cable of this handle. This is a line from A to C. Yes, it should be a braided cable of USB 2.0 standard. And then the receiver for this handle. It is said that the return rate of wireless is 1000. Same as wired. We'll test this later. Let me show you here first. Then this should be something like a manual, right? I guess no one is interested in this either. I won't open it and read it. Anyway, that's what it is. Then there is the body of the handle. Below are 2 removable accessories. Let's first look at the body of this handle. First the front. Then this trigger. 2 small tip keys and tip keys. Then the joystick and D-pad. The 2 back buttons here cannot be removed. And then here's this removable back key. Let me fast forward a little here. Because there's nothing fancy about installing this back button. Install the 2 back keys. This is probably the case. Specific feel. We'll talk more about it in the second half of the video. Here we do unpacking first. Then I finished reading everything in this handle box. Next let's take a look at this charging base. The charging base is not plastic sealed. It's just a seal. Let's tear it off. Then open this box. There's nothing in this groove inside. Here is the base. Only one base. I thought I would bring a cord. Turns out it didn't have a cable. This base is a hub. Then 2 USB-A ports can be provided. Can plug in keyboard and mouse. The lower part here is where the receiver is plugged in. Let's give it a slap in the face like this. This receiver is just plugged in. This is for wireless charging of the handle. Everyone must know this. So this set contains these things in total. Let me show you. Can't see clearly like this. I'll put it up a little. Okay. So all the hardware included in this package. It's all displayed here. Next we enter the use phase. Good. Let's get closer here. Pick up this handle and look at it. First is the front of the handle. Below are the buttons related to the hardware functions of the 2 controllers. Above are 2 function keys. You can press the logo button in the middle. The shoulder keys feel okay. The joystick feels okay too. D-pad sounds good. Quite crisp. Then the two back key interfaces. 4 buttons on the right. Mechanical keys are very crisp. The 2 pointed keys are a bit boring. The trigger button is now not powered. It is a state without lock. There is no adjustment for the trigger lock either, because it uses this immediate feedback. Let's talk about this later. 2 small pointed keys. The feel is also okay. C-port charging port on top. Look at the back. Here is the slot for the phone holder. Then this time there is an extra shield. The 2 non-removable back keys. It feels a bit stretched in the hand. In the middle is the switch. Then the charging contacts. Then these 2 removable spare parts. I'll put it on. It's a small cabinet. Poke this in. Both spare parts are plastic buttons. This is a bit lame. Then compare this button horizontally with other controllers. I'll do it in the next section. Let's take a look at this handle first. Look at this rocker cap. Rocker caps are removable. Pretty solid. It's inside. This camera can't match it. There are grooves in it. I feel like I can't just press it back. It can't be like gold and silver too. If you find an angle like this, you can't press it back. Take a look and you need to align this slot. It's the groove of the rocker cap. It has to match the slot on the joystick. Yes, it seems to be a match this time. Yes, then it will be fine if you can press it. I won't take it apart on the right side. A bit troublesome. The handle panel is removable. But because there is a cross key blocking it, let's remove the cross key first. This cross key is really difficult to remove. Finally came down. I've had my nails done. Look. This cross key can only be pressed back in the specified direction. Let's take off the panel. Translucent frosted panel. I don't know what I can replace it with in the future. Here is the laser light sign. It can also be replaced. I bought the handle now. You can exchange it for a customized one on the official website for yuan. If you are interested, take a look at this for yourself. Then I put the light sign back in it. Next we put this panel back. This panel is magnetic. You can see the magnetic spots on the panel. Then snap it back. Right, it's back in place. This cross key must also be installed back in the specified direction. Not pressed casually. Let's get it right. When you hear a click, you return to your position. Okay, now let's get to the main part of this video, the horizontal comparison. For horizontal comparison, I invited several actors. They are Microsoft's Jingyi 2nd generation controllers, Sony DSE Jingyi controller. Razer's Phantom Wolf V3 Coined Edition is also the wired version. Let's look at 85 first. 85, let me talk about my favorite part of it first. The feel of this cross key and the 4 buttons on the right. Really very good. It sounds very crisp. Of course, this cross key. I think Razer's Phantom Wolf has a better feel. Sounds crisper. Compared with 85, it is a bit duller. Of course, the 4 buttons on the right. These 2 handles. I feel there is almost no difference. You should use mechanical buttons. Add this spacer to the mixed form. Button size. These two handles should be almost the same. This should be about the same ratio. I feel like the buttons on Microsoft Elite 2 are slightly larger. Of course, I don't know if it's the color that makes it swell. Then this DSE also has the same button sizes. Another thing I like about it is, this is the same small shoulder button from Razer. Of course, the Razer one is crisper when pressed. It feels better too. This small shoulder button is very practical. For example, I want to operate the left selection button and the left joystick at the same time. If I map it to this small key, I can operate it at the same time. Very easy to use. This design is available on the Laser Behemoth generation. I also made an unboxing video at that time. I like this design very much. Not much to say here. Except for those 85 just now. There is an improvement this time that I also like very much. This is the logo button that can be pressed. It seems that 84 cannot be pressed. Pressing it is equivalent to the watermelon button of Microsoft Elite controller. This is a good improvement. Here I'll record it again for you all. Comparison of the 4-handle buttons. I was praising it just now. It's the cross key and the 4 keys on the right. My favorites are the 85 and the Razer ones. The other 2 Usangia handles. This one is relatively weak in terms of buttons. It is the most basic conductive film. No mechanical keys. I prefer mechanical keys, including the 4 on the right. I just told you all. This is close to me pressing all 4 handles. Razer and 85 are the best. These two just tell the truth. The feel is just average. It's no different from the regular version of the handle. It's good to be polite first and then be a guest. I've finished boasting about the advantages. Let's talk about something next. I don't like some things about it. The first is the default state of no power. The feel of this trigger button. With this regular Xbox controller. Basically, there is no difference. Of course, I emphasize. I'm talking about the default state of no power. This handle can be adjusted by software. I'll talk about it later. Let's first compare it with the largest build of Elite. Now speak up. The trigger keys of both handles have been treated with anti-slip treatment. I quite like this. Then it doesn't look good when it's built like this. I turn it over. This comparison is more intuitive. Rebound and build are almost the same for both. Compare this to Razer. I adjusted the length and built it. Razer's sword range is obviously shorter. Then the rebound is a little softer than 85. Of course, the advantage of the Razer trigger sword is its short sword range. It's a slight movement. It's similar to Black 54. Let's compare DSE here again. It is also the longest sword distance. The maximum sword range is 85. I feel a little longer. The two rebounds are almost the same. Software tuning aspects. I'll try again in the next chapter. Continue here first. These two shoulder swords. I feel it feels a little soft. Although the sound sounds okay. But in fact, the feel is not as good as the two swords of DSE. Compare with this Jingyin 2. Then the difference is more obvious. In terms of buttons among these 4 handles, my favorite is the Razer one. You can tell by the sound that it's very crisp. Next is another drawback. This back sword. I've mentioned it before. The advantage this time is it was finally replaced with a detachable back sword. But the downside is that it's plastic. Of course, it's a bit shaky to disassemble. Is this a common problem with detachable parts? But I don't think it affects the use very much. Including this DSE too. Everything can shake. This razor is not removable, so you can't shake it. The feel is also very good, but it is not removable. So when this round razor is out, let's compare these detachable ones. This one has been removed too. Already spit on my head before. 2 plastic pieces. Or a cabinet. The texture of this sound is very harsh. Then these 2 back pieces feel very frustrating. And not removable. I hope 86 can iterate. Change to Elite 2, which is fully magnetic and detachable. And it's a metal pick. The feel and texture of this one are much better. The sound texture is different from those 2 plastic pieces. Then DSE. Although it only has 2 back pieces. But they are also magnetically removable. It takes a little skill to remove the back part. There is a small mechanism inside. There are also 2 metal pieces on the back that are magnetically attracted. Listen to this sound and texture. That's really much better than plastic sheets. Of course, the official said about these 2 plastic pieces. Replaceable accessories will be released later. I hope it comes out in metal. But these 2 inextricable. I don't know what to do. Next, I want to focus on complaining about 85, the point I am most dissatisfied with. It's this rocker cap. I just showed it. Very difficult to dismantle. And so is the cross key. I don't even dare to remove the cross key a second time here. My nails were all dry just now. This rocker cap is also very laborious to remove every time. It's very simple, like this Jing Yang Air. I don't have to take the handle off. I can take the rocker off and put it back at will. It's not too difficult to dismantle this DSE. I think I accidentally turned on my PS5. But it needs to be corrected when it is put back in. But when he puts it back in, is it right that it can only go in 2 directions like the 85? As long as you focus on this stuck point, you can put it back relatively easily. 85, it's very hard to put this one back. It's this groove in the rocker cap that you want to handle. Aim at the bump on the rocker. Right at this location. In other words, he can only put it back in from 2 directions. You can't put it back if I don't aim it right. You have to line up the grooves with the ridges. Just press it again to put it back. Very annoying. Elite 2 won this round completely. Whether it is the convenience of disassembly or assembly or the quality. Including this cross key too. Very convenient magnetic attraction. Take it apart however you want. Dress up however you want. And the cross key that people use is the same metal material as the back keys. Elite 2 is also a complete winner on this point. Of course, the advantage of 85 is the buttons below it are mechanical buttons. But the cover is made of plastic. This is something I personally don't like very much. Here I put the DSE rocker back on. Also slightly correct. Just install it. Razor joystick. Officially it says it can be dismantled. But I pulled it out for a long time. I didn't pull it out. I feel like it can be taken apart. But I didn't dare to work hard enough to create a miracle. I'm afraid I'll do something bad. I'm not guessing razor here. These two handle function buttons. 85 is basically the same as razor. Just a quick mention. 85 is among the 4 handles the only one without a 3.5mm headphone jack. Friends who have needs in this regard, please pay attention. I'll record this rocker damping adjustment for everyone. It's hidden too deeply. So much so that I didn't notice it when I first started. Where is it hidden? You have to take off the panel first. Then hide it here. There is this short film. And then point it at this rocker. Turn it to the right and this is it. As long as it has a marked increase or decrease. Turn it to the left to reduce. This design is really stupid. Because it has a black 54 damper. It's directly next to the joystick. Just twist it once. It's the 85 flagship model. On the contrary, it makes it so troublesome. You have to take this apart before you can take it. And then you want to take this apart. I still have to use this thing. That's the previous video. That thing that I directly criticized. You have to buckle this thing to get it. Then you can choose the damping of this rocker. This design is really awesome. I hope it can be iterated in 86. Okay. That's about it for pure hardware level comparison. Finally, let's weigh ourselves. How heavy is this handle? Let's take a look. Of course, let me explain here. This competitive version of razor. It has no battery. So it will be a little lighter than the other 3. 336.7. It's relatively heavy. Then Jingy Air. But Jingy Air has a lot of metal buttons. It's normal to be slightly heavier than 85. Next is this DSE. 335.6. These 3 handles are almost the same. This razor pair has no battery. It's obviously much lighter. Then get another one from Usangia. Space Generation Pro Controller. There is no battery like this razor. Almost. Finally, compare it with my mouse. Give everyone a reference. My mouse is relatively heavy. G502X Plus. Wait. This is basically the situation. 85 is relatively heavy. But I personally think it's okay. Okay. Next we finally came to the home court of 85. It's software. Here I will open this handle first. This controller has its own screen. This is very good. Like most other foreign handles. Now it's all without a screen. Then after booting, we long press the logo button in the middle. You can enter a built-in menu of his controller. Let me give you a rough look. What's the content? Mode switching button settings. Then this trigger can be directly in the built-in menu of this handle. Just go and select the mode. Adjust his trigger for instant feedback. Then the mapping of the keys can also be changed. What do these 6 shortcut keys map to? Whether it can be sent continuously. These can be set freely. Then there is the test of this button. I won't be surprised here. Press this function key. The one on the right will exit the test in 2 seconds. The rest is to switch this configuration. Several sets of configurations can be preset and switched quickly. Then the screen brightness can be adjusted. The intensity of the vibration can be adjusted directly on the handle. At this time, I haven't started the controller software yet. There are actually quite a lot of things that can be adjusted. It is still very convenient to use. Take a look at the firmware. Initial version. Connection mode supports PC switch. No problem for Android or Apple. There are other ways to connect this. Here I choose PC to use this receiver first. Built-in menu of 85 controller. Basically these are the functions. Then I put the handle here to charge. Then start its PC software. When this software comes in, it first prompts us to update the firmware. I skipped the process of updating the firmware. Nothing to see here. Just update it to the latest one. Then there seems to be something wrong with this window. After maximizing, the words will be stacked together. Let me give you an overview of the menu. If necessary, please pause and view. I won't read them all. Then there are some settings. Quickly switch configurations. 4 groups of carrying configurations can be switched. This is the same as the Razer controller. Have the same function. Even the key combinations are the same. Then the handle goes to sleep. Rocker anti-shake. Then there are 3 global settings for the joystick. Wenhow Official gave very detailed instructions here. I won't read it here anymore. Then there is a back allocation algorithm for the joystick. Joystick accuracy. 10 digits are given by default. You can adjust it as needed. Let's just look at the parameters in this software. I can't tell clearly either. How much difference will it make? If I discover something new later, I will make a separate video to tell everyone about it. Then there are some parameters that can be adjusted. There is also a native mapping function. Here are some updates. I have just seen these functions. I just finished updating the firmware. I won't read it here. Then go into the settings of this controller itself. Come in 4 groups of configurations. The default is configuration 1. Then click the button in the handle picture to set it directly. If not selected, it is a global setting for the controller. The lighting mode is the light bar below the handle. We can't see the handle here. Let me show you the general function of this. Then the buttons can be adjusted by selecting the button above. The 2 joysticks can be set separately. You can choose principal algorithm. You can choose curves, etc. I won't go into detail here. Here I will adjust this window. Can you be more comprehensive about the information you see? Then let's continue. This joystick can select this principal algorithm. Detailed instructions are here. Check it out for yourself. Then the joystick has several sets of these curves preset. Of course, if you don't want to use it, this can be customized. There is also the compensation and dead zone in the center of the rocker. The edge of the rocker can also be adjusted. Then it has a 6-axis body sensing function. You can choose how to respond. And then the way it opens. There are actually quite a lot of things that can be adjusted here. According to different games, you can adjust different corresponding methods. Everyone can adjust this according to their own usage habits. Personally, I don't use the 6-axis function at all, because I don't play shooting games either. So this feature is of little use to me. Okay, now let's finally talk about the real highlight of 85. This is the profit feedback trigger that is its biggest selling point. I just talked about the hardware part. 85 has no